for the Duff Pickem AllStars.
And welcome back to the Duff Pickem AllStars. The guy up there with the Cubs shirt on, that's Groady. The other guy right above me with the Cubs shirt on, that's Skinnnns. The guy who's looking suave as an engineer should, in the upper left, is the Commish. The guy with the four-leaf clover is Icehouse. I am your host, the Orange Peanut. We're here to talk about fantasy football.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, that's 4, John. 1, 2, 3.
That's okay. That's a bad clover. What shirt is it? Because I can't read what's on it. It's not the Shamrock Shuffle, is it?
It is the Shamrock Shuffle.
It is the Shamrock Shuffle. Oh, so it's it's the Shamrock Shuffle, an awesome run that you should support. Several of us, and when we actually run it, because I do not, or at least I haven't run it in the last time with it, but I will the next time. However, Icehouse and Commish do run it. Support the Shamrock Shuffle. People who run well for this. We're not here to talk about running. We're here to talk about running back and wide receivers who play for our favorite fantasy football teams. To which last week was awesome. Last week was awesome. That was great for most of us here. Skinnnns, probably not a good week for you since you lost to me in fantasy football. But did the Commanders win?
Commanders put a hurting on the Raiders.
That's what I like to hear for that.
But the rest of my fantasy teams, I went 0-6 across the board.
Wow.
Yes. Bears had a great win. Browns had a great win. Actually, I don't want to talk so much about that. Commish actually knows more about these things about what happened last week. Hey, Commissioner, what happened last week?
You had 9 favorites as the winners, 6 underdogs, and 1 push. Skinnnns led the week with 76 points, followed by UJV with 69, Groady with 61, Tommy with 56, Eric with 48, tied with Boss with also 48, and then I brought up the rear with 30. Yeah, not a good week. It's funny because when I went to do betting, I did not pick the same as, I picked some of the same ones, but not entirely all the same. So I thought when I was betting, I was like, oh, I've got this in Pick'em, and I didn't check, and I was like, oh, I've got them in Pick'em.
Yeah, all your evening games really kind of fell apart there.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any faith in the Bears, so I'm like, fuck it. Like, San Francisco ended up winning, but only by a point, which was like, okay.
That's kind of crazy.
Kansas City usually doesn't cover the spread, so I don't know what they were doing.
No, Icehouse, you've tricked all of us.
And to be honest,
I screwed myself. I changed my points off of Kansas City. So I had 13 on that, so it's like, yeah, what do I know? Don't listen.
I honestly thought I had Detroit the last time I had checked, so I didn't bother before Monday night, and I didn't even get home until the game had already started, so it was too late. But like I checked this morning, I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I thought I had Detroit in that one. But we all got Seattle right. We all got screwed by the Chargers not being able to, or Denver for that matter, being able to win. There was their push. Stan was the only one that had Jacksonville. Tommy was the only one who had Carolina. We all had Washington except for Groady, who had Las Vegas. We all got Tampa Bay wrong. Think that's it on those.
Yeah.
Don't forget my prophetic pick that I put in weeks ago for the Browns.
Oh, yeah, It worked. It freaking worked. Oh, my gosh. I forgot all about that. The prophecy has come true.
The funny thing about that is I was reading that game, the Rams game, and I forget there's one other game that because of crazy outcomes, the bets went the other way, and reportedly there was $1.1 billion on the Packers.
Wow.
So the fact that they lost, but obviously they didn't even cover the 8. Like everybody was like, or not even the spread, the money line, just the money line, so that they were going to win outright. And and then the same thing with Philly Rams. You blocked the kick. The game is over. Why are you scoring a touchdown? It was a 3.5-point spread.
Yeah, that was.
I don't think the guy that ran it back knew that or cared.
No,
And the Giants could have covered if Russell Wilson didn't throw 4 straight passes through the field goal post.
Yeah. I can tell you this, though. Cleveland was absolutely celebrating on another Brownsiest way to win a game that they shouldn't have won. Like, that game was just a defensive battle the whole way through. each offense was held to like 90 yards of total offense by the first half. It was, and I think the Packers had 90. I think the Browns had less than that. It was bad. But then in the end, that fourth quarter, that was just like, oh man, your kicker really ruined it that first week, and all of a sudden he's the hero this week. That was great to see not only the Browns fan finally have a victory, but also against the Packers. Packers fans.
Well, what makes the Browns' victory even better is just 3 days earlier, an offensive tackle for the Packers was like, I look at the schedule, I don't see any team beating us at all.
Yes!
I think we can go undefeated. Like,
Whoops.
way to screw yourself over.
Yeah, totally jinxed it. I saw that. So that really happened?
Yes.
Oh, God. I thought it was just some like fake Facebook post or something. Like, there's no way somebody
he was
said
being
that.
interviewed.
Oh, that hurts. He's gonna have to pay for dinner in the locker room at some point there. All right, so that's what happened on the week. What about overall on the
what's it called? There was an article I saw today that was like Matt LaFleur is just focusing on going 1-0, every week. He's focused on the game ahead, not beyond that. And I thought, yeah, that's an appropriate title after the weekend in which your player was like, "We're gonna go undefeated."
Yeah.
Undefeated every week.
Good.
All right. So on the season, while Groady and Stan both have the same record of 24 and 22, Groady has a 29-point lead with 230 over Stan's 201. Boss and I actually have the same exact points and the same exact win-loss at 19.
Oh, we're doing something.
And we're at 163 points. Tommy's got 153. JV, you've overcome Eric with 151 to his bringing up the rear at 131.
And he missed a week, so that's even.
I know you got a 20-point lead on him having made 0 picks 1 week.
I'm catching up slowly for this. Yeah, that'll happen when the picks look like mine. Let's raise our glasses to the freaking profiter, the diviner Skinnnns, who somehow knew something was up with that. He's going to talk about Minnesota going over to Pittsburgh to play, but not really in Pittsburgh, right, Skinn?
Nope, not really in Pittsburgh. This one will be in Dublin.
Oh.
I heard something interesting today. Just a fun fact. Pittsburgh has the most money signed on their defense of all teams this year. I just thought that was interesting.
Oh, really?
They are supposed to be. I mean, they were ranked to be one of the better defenses this year too. But they
are not earning any. They are not earning a dime of that.
No,
all that money is getting wasted. They could use that money elsewhere on the offense because their running backs are averaging 2.8 yards per carry. And that's sad when your running back, Jaylen Warren, is probably the most explosive player on your team. Their run defense on the other side is giving up the 28th most yards per game with 139 rushing yards per game. Minnesota side of the ball, Carson Wentz is likely going to start. He did okay. He went 14 for 20 last week, 173 yards, 2 TDs. And that was pretty easy for him to do because last week who'd they boat race again? That was the Bengals 48-10. So that Minnesota's defense handled things pretty handily. So Wentz,
how many turnovers did they have?
There was
like 3.
I think it's 4 or 5.
There was 3. One, I think there was a pick 6 in there.
There's a pick 6 and a fumble return for a touchdown by the same player, the first Minnesota defender to score 2 touchdowns in a game.
Wow,
that's 2 fumbles lost and 2 interceptions. Meanwhile, on the Minnesota side of the ball, they had no turnovers, which was surprising with Wentz. But Wentz didn't need to do much. Like I said, he was doing all right. And with what they gave him, 14 out of 20, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. I could see, if he does that again, I could see Minnesota winning again because Pittsburgh is just not doing that great. Pittsburgh's been favored in all 3 games this year, but they are 1-2 against the spread. This week they're not favored, and I'm surprised it's under a field goal, probably because Wentz is in there maybe. But, if it stays under a field goal, I'm putting 10 points on Minnesota.
10 points, Minnesota, for that. Oh, that makes a lot of sense associated with that. I suppose I actually was listening to what you were talking about here. I should probably actually go to where I make the picks for this here. There's Minnesota at Pittsburgh. I like everything that you said. I know Pittsburgh's the home team. Do I trust Carson Wentz? Yes, I do. I guess no. Who's the Vikings coach?
Kevin O'Connell.
That's McConnell. McConnell is who I trust. I think he's going to pull this through. McConnell? O'Connell. Please excuse me, O'Connell. If they're listening to this at any point.
Kevin McConnell.
McConnell. I'm going to go 7 points on the Vikings myself. Groady.
Yeah, I was going to say, he comes from the Kyle Shanahan tree of coaches. So Kyle Shanahan's all about, guys who can do, easy stuff. And I think Carson Wentz can do easy stuff. I think he's probably, in a good spot with J.J. McCarthy having gone down with the injury for him to come out and show people he can still be a quarterback. I think he might keep that job if he continues to play well. So I got 11 points on Washington. I think this is an easy game. That there's no defensive life in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, all right. 11 points on the Vikings there. Okay. Icehouse?
I'll take 3 points on the Vikings. The Carson Wentz not revenge game because Pittsburgh didn't sign him. He had no realistic shot of being signed there, but he should still feel slighted anyway. So go get him.
The not revenge game. Okay. Make sure that's in the title for that. And then
he should feel slighted by every team that didn't sign him, but still.
Actually, I learned something interesting. I wonder if the Commish is going to talk about this. I want to hear what he has to say. So, Commish, what about you for Vikings Pittsburgh?
Oh, this is the Aaron Rodgers revenge game that Minnesota should have signed him in the offseason to fulfill the prophecy of him following Brett Favre.
Oh, yes. There it is.
To fulfill that prophecy, he's going to let them win. So I got 11 points on Minnesota. Also, I should point out that the last 2 seasons for overseas games, favorites went 4-1 each of the last 2 years. And the first overseas game did not go the way of the favorites. So I'm going to pick favorites from here on out.
Okay. Everyone going Vikings. That was one of the things I was thinking of. The other thing that I learned about Carson Wentz is he has just set an NFL record with his last game. He is the first quarterback ever in the history of the NFL to start 6 different teams, 6 seasons consecutive in a row. So he's the first person to ever apparently do that as a starting quarterback for that one.
That sucks for him.
Yeah, it does. It's like, I could have sworn I was like, you sure that's not a Josh McCown stat? But apparently not.
I'm actually kind of surprised. And who's that one guy? He's been on 13.
I feel like Fitzpatrick should have been.
This is 6 consecutive seasons on a different team.
As a starter.
Fitzpatrick always spent 1 or 2 seasons on.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he always hung around long enough to where it's like
Carson Wentz has bought a house in the direct center of the country and is open for all teams.
Yeah.
That's probably actually very true. He just lives somewhere in like Kansas or something like that. I can go anywhere.
His next stop could be Cleveland. And shit, if he plays well enough, they're talking about how the Bengals might want to trade for a loaner. He can get traded to the Bengals if he plays well enough.
There we go.
They'll give him a deal if they want to. Bengals have been stingy on a lot of things lately. I could see them saying something like that. All right, I've got. All right, you guys. Letting you in on a secret. My turn next. I'm here to talk about the evening game, Sunday night. It's Green Bay going to Dallas. Now, someone on the inside of this, I have some real conspiracy that's going to blow the lid. I have to get permission first, though. Eggs, can we release the documentation? Okay, all right, Eggs, thanks. All right, we have permission. I have real, blurry, photographic evidence signed by Jerry Jones himself, you up there, that talks about how Jerry Jones has bought this game in long advance after trading for Micah Parsons, that he has bought this game so that he could win this actual game. Even though the Dallas Cowboys have been owned by the Packers for a series of years, I don't think it's going to happen at this point. I think that Jerry Jones is going to be paying big money, even though they played in the Ice Bowl, even though that the Packers have just really beaten down the Cowboys over and over and over again, even though the Packers have first in the nation or first in the NFL for the amount of points that they have not allowed. The Dallas Cowboys are 27th with this. I still think that with enough sound effects, we're still not going with the Cowboys with this one.
Yeah.
We're going to go with the Packers in a revenge match for Micah Parsons, and I think Jerry Jones is going to be laughed at with this one here. 13 points. Oh, that feels dirty on the Packers. Groady?
Yeah, I initially wanted to pick Dallas, but then after seeing what happened to CeeDee Lamb, and the Bears defense is probably not as good as the Packers defense.
Real.
So yeah, I want to pick Dallas just because obviously it's Green Bay. But last week I picked Green Bay and lost because of Cleveland. But yeah, I can't. I got 4 points on Green Bay. I think you're right. Micah Parsons' revenge game.
Yeah, this is going to be a revenge game, I think. Going down the list, so we have 13 on Packers, 4 on Packers Icehouse.
Max points on the Packers.
Oh, Max! Points on the
Gonna be a bloodbath.
Oh my God! And it's in Dallas too, so you know they're going to find Jerry Jones. Find him.
The Packers are going to lay a goose egg now because of Boss. They're gonna get 0.
If they walk in there and shit the bed, I will laugh my way to 0 points on this game.
No, that's awesome. All right, so we're all on Packers side. Commish?
Yeah, I got 4 points on Green Bay without CeeDee Lamb. I don't see Dallas being able to keep this close. Green Bay's defense is a lot better than the Bears. So even if Green Bay doesn't have a tremendous amount of offense, the defense will hold up.
I hate to hear it too, but he's right. God, he's right. That defense is very scary good. Oh, Skinnnns chance to be a contrarian.
No contrarian here. I think this is going to be the Matthew Golden breakout game. I think he's finally going to bust out against this terrible defense. He had 4 targets last week, as opposed to the first 2 weeks. He had 2 each. Last week, it seems like they made an effort to put the ball in the first round pick's hand. He had 4 targets, and then they also gave him three designed runs as well. So I think they're looking to put it in his hand. And this terrible Dallas defense. Micah Parsons, he's going to eat that line up. And maybe that conspiracy theory does have some weight to it. I mean, maybe
does sound appropriate.
Jerry Jones also got 2 first-round picks, but then he also said, hey, if you guys, anytime you play us, Matthew or Micah Parsons has to sit.
Yeah, he said
so if Micah
because after they
Parsons
traded
shows up
him that they're a better team.
There might be an under-the-table deal where anytime he plays back against the Cowboys, Jerry Jones says, no, you got to sit him. So if Micah Parsons shows up on the injury report, I'm switching it. But as of right now, give me 12 on.
My gosh, dude, legitimately. I mean, like, Jerry Jones loves to be in the spotlight. And this is like the spotlight. This is just like, this smells so planned. He's the only game that's going to be on everywhere. He made the deal. He said, we're a better team without you. Like, this just smells like green and white money. It smells like to me. But yeah, all right. So we all went Packers for that one there.
Smells like cheese.
It smells like cheese. It does smell like cheese.
Green Bay cheddar.
All right, so we're going to Groady, who is going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the Bears. What do you know about this one here, Groady?
I know for the Bears, the line is really close. I mean, obviously, I get this is at Las Vegas. Sorry, I almost said Dallas. At Las Vegas. So I understand why, obviously, typically, home teams are usually favored, so I get why the points are low. But I also know the history of the Bears defense. Now, granted, the defense they just played was fantastic. They were swarming to the ball. They got turnovers. They look good. If they can keep playing like that, this should be an easy game for the team because the Raiders' offensive line is terrible. Ashton Genty leads the league in contact behind the line of scrimmage, meaning that on run plays, their offensive linemen are getting pushed back. That's not good. And I think for the Bears, whose defense just played really well, here's a game where you can continue to build off of that success and play another bad team and hopefully beat up on them. Sorry to be mean to Las Vegas, but they have great players. They're just not all there. I do worry about the Bears, though, going up against Max Crosby on the other side for the Raiders defense. He's probably one of the best defensive ends in the league, so that's a level of concern for me. But I like where Caleb's going. They've done better and better based off his stats right now. He's definitely, if he continues going this way, he'll finish with the numbers that he wants to set for the Bears. This being pretty much a pick 'em, I'm picking the Bears. I'm dropping 16 points on them. I'm going max points because I don't think they need this game, but I think they just want this game more. And I don't think the Raiders are really all there together yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. All right, max points on them Bears. I like it there. Icehouse, your thought?
Yeah, I'm feeling the Bears here. After last week, it's like, okay, you know what? Let's get a little momentum going. 1 point, you might as well just pick a winner. So I'll take the Bears for 10.
Bears for 10 points for that. All right, 10 points there. Commish?
Pick a winner. Pick your nose. I got 16 points on Geno Zeus.
Geno Zeus! Oh, man.
Oof.
Hey, if the Bears win, I'll be happy to lose 16 points, like last week.
That's I like the thought process with that. I do. Very much do. Skinnnns.
Yeah, this game's pretty much a pick 'em, and I could come up with outcomes for reasons why both teams will win it. So I'm low on it. I'm obviously, my heart wants the Bears to win, but give me 4 on the home team.
4
on the home dogs seems all right.
On the home dogs for that. All right, 4 on less. So I get to be tiebreaker for this, and I like where all the percentages is going. I will follow the 63% and the 50% of our league going with the Bears. I will put $Yo on Chicago. All right. Next, come down to Icehouse, who is going to talk about how his Kansas City Chiefs may cover the spread while they're playing against Baltimore. Or maybe they won't. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the fact that someone's going to be 1-3 after this game is over is like amazing. It's like, who would have thought? Like, the Chiefs and the Ravens, get the fuck out of here. There's no way that's happening. So the Ravens have scored 30-plus points each game, while Kansas City has scored a high of 22 3 games. So I was like, this is the third time Mahomes is an underdog at home. But Mahomes is 11-5 straight up as in 12-3-1 against the spread. So bet against the man if it's like. And Lamar is 1-4 versus the Chiefs, and his only win was by 1 point. So all the stats point to you got to take the Chiefs.
Lamar's only win? He's 1-3.
Yeah, he's 1-4 against the Chiefs.
Or Lamar? Okay, 1-4.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. So
gotcha.
All signs point to the Chiefs, so I got to take him for 9 points.
For 9 points for KC. Do you remember, Icehouse, that we were looking at colleges a long time ago, and we found Lamar University, and we really wished that Lamar Jackson had come from Lamar University.
If only.
Yeah, if only. All right, enough silliness there. Commish, your thoughts on Kansas City, Baltimore?
Kansas City has no offense. Baltimore has an offense. I got 13 points on Apple Core Baltimore.
Apple Core Baltimore.
I just don't see Kansas City being able to score.
Yeah, I can.
I know nothing makes sense, but nothing made sense last week, and so look what they did.
That's
It beat up the hapless New York football giants.
That is also
true.
Who Russell Wilson is now benched in favor of rookie Jackson Dart. They didn't even give us 1 quarter of Jameis Winston, which I think is a crime.
Oh, I agree. Oh, come on.
Derrick Henry's been fumbling the ball this year, so I don't know. It's like
it's true, 1 in every game.
He's pissed too. Like, he is legit
could be
pissed.
7 points. I mean, it's like that might be the difference in the game. It's like you only got Chiefs just need Chiefs are getting the point, so it's like might just be the difference. I don't know. I mean,
agree with you there.
It's
all
a
right.
stretch, I know, but
Well, it's a stretch that a split has to come to Skinnnns. So you've got 1 KC, 1 Baltimore. Where are you at on the Skinnnns?
I'm going with kind of what Joe said. I think it's pretty simple. Baltimore scores lots of points. Kansas City does not. Both these teams are going to be fighting for a win. They'll give everything they got. So Baltimore is going to throw the kitchen sink at Kansas City. So I got 11 on Baltimore.
11 on Baltimore for that. Just curious, because Kansas City weather can sometimes play a little haphazard. I know we're still kind of far out. What is the weather for the game? Going to NFLweather.com, looking down
Clear.
the list. Clear?
Probably like 60.
75 and clear.
All right, so a good game, good playing conditions. Yeah, I'm on the Baltimore side of the fence. I don't think Kansas City can, but this game, these are both 1-3 games. I have lack of confidence. 6 points on the core.
Like I said, I guess, in the past, Lamar Jackson's only 1-4 against the Chiefs. It's like they're always trying to beat each other
Yeah,
because they know, So but then again, that was against an actual Chiefs team in the past. This is not your father's Chiefs team.
Not your dad's Chiefs. Yeah. Groady.
So Chiefs are definitely regretting their trade to the Bears of getting rid of their all-pro guard, Joe Tooney. But unfortunately, besides that, there was an addressment after the game that Andy Reid said that they need to change the way they do things on offense because it is not working. I don't know if he said that or somebody else said it. Don't quote me. But they got to change the way they're doing it. They did a little bit better, obviously, against the Giants, but it's the Giants. But I think against Baltimore, I think the Lions showed you a great way to limit Lamar Jackson, and they did a great job of that. And I think the Chiefs' offense this year can do that as well. Our defense can do that as well. Limit him, and maybe they only lose by 1, or maybe they win. So I got 13 points, and I got it on Kansas City.
On Kansas City.
Yay.
Bringing a thought to that, I've been seeing a lot on how Andy Reid and Kelsey have been shouting at each other on the sidelines, like to the point where one of them bumped the other one with it, like kind of chest bumped with it. And it's a little tough to tell because you can't tell if they're just like, we got to get into this, or if they're like arguing or they're getting in each other.
The big thing about that is the previous week when he had the interception that bounced off his hands. After it happened, he literally just sat there like this. And he didn't even try to run after the guy who intercepted the ball. So that pissed off a lot of Chiefs fans because they're like, dude, the ball bounced off. Get up, go after it. I mean, look at George Pickens. He was pissed. He gave up an interception, but he got up to go tackle the fucking lineman, or not lineman, but Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
So
guarding his own at this point here. He's got her fiance is now asking, hey, please don't get hurt before the wedding. I might be legit. No, I don't know for that. All right. So that was Icehouse. Sorry, Commish, I can't wait to hear this because I like where this one team is going. Buffalo against New Orleans. Commish, what do you know about this game?
There's not much to be said about really half of this matchup. Surprisingly, of the 12 times that these teams have met, New Orleans currently leads the series 7-5, which probably after this Sunday it's going to be 7-6 because I just don't see a way that the Saints can. I mean, Drew Brees was on the Saints for a while.
Yeah, I guess that was in the Brees era. So wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because there was from 2001 to 2017, there was a 5 straight New Orleans win streak. And I know Brees wasn't there the entire time, but he was there for probably 3 of them, maybe 4 of those games. So, and now they have Spencer Rattler. And surprisingly, he's only 116 yards away from Josh Allen. He's actually 1 touchdown behind him, but also plus 1 interception. Alvin Kamara is about 100 yards behind James Cook. And Juwan Johnson is actually the leading receiver, has more yards than the leading receiver on Buffalo, but I think Allen does a better job of spreading the ball around. Not great news in terms of points scored for the Saints, as they're averaging 15.7, which is good enough for 4th to dead last, which is kind of similar to Buffalo in the sense that Buffalo is 4th overall in points scored, scoring 34, which is a point differential of 18.3 points. So just based on that alone, and the spread being 16.5 points, which I don't remember the last time there was a spread this gigantic.
I don't die.
Right. And the thing that doesn't bode well for the Saints is they hold the ball for less than 30 minutes, whereas Buffalo is first in the league, averaging just 1 second shy of 35 minutes of possession. Defensively, neither one of them is standing out with anything fantastic. So I don't know. I got a point on Buffalo. I feel like they're going to win the game. I don't know if it'll be a blowout, but I certainly I don't know. It's hard to believe that New Orleans is going to muster up anything good against a team that is looking to, make a deep playoff run and starting out 3-0.
Yeah.
Against an 0-3 team.
And a very much earned their 0-3 with the way the Saints they are now. I heard this last week, a very cool stat about Saints quarterback Drew Brees, that he threw for 5,000 yards 5 different seasons during his playing with the Saints. That's impressive. Very, very impressive. All right, so there's one on Buffalo from the Commish. Skinnnns!
This doesn't touch the top 10 spreads of modern football history.
Wow.
I'm not going to take... No, it's not in the top 10.
What's number 10?
Number 10 is what I was going to get to. I'm not going to delve any further, but number 10 was 20 points. And it was actually the Ravens and Browns last year in Week 18. It was the Ravens were still playing for the AFC North title, and the Browns were just playing like the Browns. So this is Week 18. The Ravens ended up winning 35-10, and I could very well see that being close to what this score will be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to guess this game will be over by the third quarter, and then they will just play it out. But this is football. Crazy things have happened, especially early, the first half of the season. So I'm still going to put it on Buffalo, but I don't want to put anything heavy on it. I'm going to put a 6 on it. I could see them just getting ahead, cruising, and then the Saints, maybe backdoor cover a bit.
Yeah. I'm with you.
If you're up 30-10 and then you give up a touchdown at the end, that's there goes this 16.5 point spread.
It's going to be just a fun old romp in the last year that Buffalo has their stadium. I'm going to put 3 points on Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Groady.
Yeah, I got 1 point on Buffalo.
1 point on Buffalo. Yeah. Icehouse, chance to be a contrarian.
Well, I did look it up while you guys were talking. In the last 5 years, there's been 5 games with a 16.5 point spread. 3 of them did not cover the spread. So only 2 of them actually did. So, that being said, I'm still taking Buffalo, because come on. Get the fuck out of here. For 5 points, though, but still.
Yeah.
I don't trust Saints to do anything. I don't care what the spread is.
Yep. All right. So very good there. Yeah. And then we're going to come back around to Skinnnns. Raise our glasses to last week's winner, Skinnnns. Well done, Skinnnns. Excellent work. You're going to talk about your Washington Commanders going down to hot Atlanta to play on a little more or afternoon action for that one.
All right. Last week, Washington handily beat the Raiders 41-24, and the Falcons lost 30-0 to Carolina. They put up 0 points against the Carolina Panthers. Before that, the Falcons did beat Minnesota 22-6. That was a primetime game. And then week 1, they kept it close with the Bucs, 23-20. But I don't think it matters this week who the quarterback is. We saw Mariota last week. He's 3-0 starting for Washington. I'm sorry,
really?
Washington is 3-0 in games Mariota played.
I was about to say.
I don't think he started one of them last year when Daniels was out. But I do know he played the majority of the game and ended up winning. I don't think it'll matter. He's fairly plug and play with the team, much like Tyrod Taylor filling in for Justin Fields this last week. They're very similar, and he put up a good amount of rushing yards. So either way, points scored per game. Falcons are 31st in the league in points scored, and Washington's middle of the pack, points against, they're 12th. But it won't matter. Atlanta is pretty much Bijan or nothing. And this year, Washington's defense is only giving up 3.7 yards per carry. They gave up 63 yards to Genty. They gave up 84 yards to Jacobs, but that was on 23 carries. So that's pretty close to about 3 yards per carry for Josh Jacobs. Basically, I feel like that defense is gonna stack the box, keep Bijan out of the game, and they're gonna let Penix try to beat them. And Penix is not gonna beat them. So they're gonna put it all on his shoulders. He's not gonna be able to do it. If Geno's East couldn't do it, Penix isn't gonna be able to do it. So far this year, Washington 2-1 against the spread. Atlanta's 1-2 against the spread. So little edge to Washington there, covering their spreads. I do think come third quarter, we're going to see a Kirk Cousins revenge game. He's going to come in because Washington's going to be winning, and he's going to be sorely disappointed. And, well, he won't be disappointed because he's probably made the most money out of any QB who doesn't deserve it all the last 10 years. But the man has a great agent, so he probably won't be disappointed if he does lose. But either way, he is going to lose. Give me 16 points on the Commanders.
Oh, my gosh. You do 16 point on the Commanders. Did we have any doubts? Commish, I want to go with the Commanders, but I want you to tell me that their run defense is better than where it was last year. Tell me.
Did you say Commish or me?
You, Skinnnns. Don't tell me that the Commanders' run is better than where it was last
year. Oh, it definitely is better than last year. They're ranked 12th in the league. They're only giving up 100 rushing yards per game. And a good chunk of that was I don't know where a good chunk of that came from because they held Janty to 63 and Jacobs to 84. So there must be some teams who were doing way far ahead. But yeah. Washington's ranked 12th in the league this year.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to put
Falcons
8 points
are 10th for what that's worth.
Fair. But, yeah, Bijan is their one and only. And I just remember last year watching games against Saquon Barkley where it was like, this is a Swiss cheese defense. What is happening here? 8 points on Washington for me. Groady.
Yeah, I got 12 points on Atlanta. I mean, I know it really doesn't have to deal with anything, but they just fired their passing game coordinator. So I'm guessing there was issues in the pass game that they noticed against the Panthers. So yeah, I got 12 points to Atlanta. I think with the help of the run game, and then hopefully whatever issue they had with their passing game coordinator is fixed for this game, and they move a little bit more. So, and only because I think Jaden Daniels is still out, right?
Yes,
it's looking likely.
Okay, if Jaden Daniels plays, I might switch to the Commanders just because I think that gives them an edge.
Yeah, and if you do want a reason to go for Atlanta, Bijan is obviously one of the best dual threat running backs, next to Saquon that the league has. So even if they take him out of the running game, that doesn't mean they're going to take him out of, the dump offs and the other passing games. Just depends how much they do center the defense around Bijan and just letting Penix try to wing it and win.
I like that there. All right. I like that. So 12 on Atlanta for that. Icehouse?
I have 13 on Washington.
13 on Washington. So 3 on Washington, 1 on Atlanta. Commish, where are you at here?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the boat with Groady. If Daniels isn't playing, I might go Atlanta. But then I looked at this matchup and see that Bijan is leading both categories of rushing and receiving yards. And I know it's early in the season, but that's got to wear on a man. So for now, I'm going to keep my 12 points on Washington.
All right, so 12 points. All of us on Washington. The Groady cheese stands alone for now, unless other things start to happen in a bit here. All right, time for quick picks. Now, we're doing this a little differently. We're going to go through the list, and each one of us is going to pick a game, because there are some games that are good. We appreciate some of the fans out there who may be watching this in the future, who may be looking back saying, this is where they started. This is where it all happened for that. And your teams are important, but there are some games that are really kind of poopy in here no one cares about. So we're going to start with me and then end on Skinnnns as we go down the list for this. And I'm going to take Detroit hosting Cleveland. I think Detroit's good. Cleveland defense, I might actually get underneath their skin a little bit. So 4 points, Cleveland for this. Groady.
I'm dropping a deuce on Cleveland for a backdoor cover.
Yeah.
So deuce on Cleveland, 2 on Cleveland, Icehouse.
Yeah, I'll take 2 in Cleveland.
2 on Cleveland. Oh, Commish.
Yeah, I got 2 on Cleveland.
2 on, that's a lot of poops
Ah,
on
hey, why
Cleveland
not?
for this.
Hey,
Man, you gotta do
the
it.
collective shit on
Skinnnns.
Cleveland.
Hands
You
to be a
gotta do it.
contrarian.
I
You gotta
really
take it.
want to put a deuce,
On
so
the
I'll
ground.
make it an even number, and I'm gonna.
You could go number 3 on
Four.
Cleveland.
Well, I'm putting 4 deuces, but I'm gonna pick the Lions.
Oh,
So that's
he
an
is
8.
countering all of us at that point.
So it's 4 deuces.
Okay.
Wow.
All
All
That's
right.
even more poop than all of you guys
That's a
combined.
lot of poop.
Counter deuce.
That's a counter deuce.
It's a quad deuce.
It's a quad deuce.
Yeah.
A counter deuce.
right.
All right. Okay, there, Groady. Game.
Weirdly, I'm gonna pick San Francisco versus Jacksonville, just because I want to say this quick fact. That is where Shane Waldron is, and he as well is a passing game coordinator. And they're talking about how he's ruining Brian Thomas Jr. and that he probably needs to get fired because everywhere he's left, the wide receivers got better. He left Seattle, Smith and Jigba got better. He left the Bears, Rome Odunze got better.
Gosh.
There was another example they had too of somebody else that he was like a wide receiver coach of that got better once he left. So yeah, I got 8 points on Mac Jones and the 49ers.
Mac Jones and the San Francisco 49ers for that. All right. Icehouse.
I'll take 4 on the 49ers.
4 on the 49ers. It rhymes. Commish.
I got 10 points at Jacksonville. San Francisco was the most injured team all of last season, and they're well on their way to be the most injured team this year.
Yes, they are.
They've been eking out some wins. They're reluctantly 3-0. So if it stays 3.5 or goes higher, I don't see San Francisco winning this game by more than 1 to 3 points.
Yeah. All right. So 10 points on Jacksonville. Skin.
I want to pick San Francisco, but I like Jacksonville's a fraudulent 2-1 team. They should not be 2-1. Waldron's ruining them. They lost. They probably lost De'Ami Brown this week. So Travis Hunter may not be after De'Ami Brown went down last week. Who's their number 3 wide receiver? Travis Hunter played a lot more. Did play some snaps, but they're filling in left and right. They don't know what they're doing. Shane Waldron sucks. So give me San Francisco for 3 points.
San Francisco for.
You should note Bosa tore his ACL and he's out for the season.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm with the commish. San Francisco, the whole team is a Q. 5 points. No, 10 points on Jacksonville. 10 points on Miles Jack. All right. Icehouse. Pick a game.
Where the hell is it? I had it. Sorry. There it is. 10 points on Tennessee.
4 points on Tennessee he's got here.
No,
Okay.
1-5, 15.
Oh, 1-5, 15 points on Tennessee. Yow for that. All right there.
Yeah. 2
Commish.
3 teams facing each other. Give me a touchdown, man. I'll take the points.
All right there. Yeah, all right. That makes sense there. All right, Houston, Tennessee. Boss goes 15 points, Tennessee. Commish.
I got 3 points on Houston because Tennessee's head coach doesn't know the rules of the game when he should have challenged 2 weeks ago. And last week he's ruining Cam Ward. He's pulling a Matt Eberflus on Caleb Williams.
Brilliant.
But in the version of Cam Ward. So once they fire him midseason, Cam Ward will be better next year. But in the meantime, I got Houston. They need a win desperately. I got 3 points.
3 points on Houston for that. All right, little split. Skin.
I'm gonna put 1 on Tennessee.
1 on the Tennessee. I kind of think Houston. I'm with the commish on this one too. 5 points on Houston for this. Groady, chance to split.
Yeah, I got 3 points on Houston.
3 points on Houston All right. Good here. Going down a little bit further, we've got the Commish. What game you want, Commish?
Oh, I'm going to pick the other for matchup on the thrilling Monday night matchup of the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, boy.
Checked out Mike McDaniels versus is Justin Fields going to come back from concussion protocol and get Aaron Glenn his first win as a head coach. It's a 2.5 point spread. I think if Fields doesn't play, I got Miami. If Fields does play, I might pick the Jets. Overall, don't cancel your Monday night plans. Do not watch this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants to watch. No.
What do you got to do? Laundry, dishes? Yeah, do those. It's far more exciting.
Learn another language.
Yeah, right?
Skinns, where does your allegiance lie for this 0-for-3 game?
Well, this game is 0-3 versus 0-3. The Jets are 24th in time of possession, and the Dolphins are last and 32nd in time of possession. Quite frankly, I think the cheerleaders are going to have the ball more than either team throughout the game. So
Zing.
I don't think there will be any winners in this game. I don't think anyone who attends the game will feel like they're a winner. Really, we are all losers just for having to watch this. So give me a deuce on Miami.
There's where he drops his deuce. He drops a deuce on Miami. I usually like to go big, and this is a poopy game. I like to go big at the end. I'm gonna drop my deuce on the Jets. I just can't. This game's gonna be funny.
You dropped the deuce on Cleveland.
No, I dropped a 4 on Cleveland. I dropped 2 deuces on Cleveland. I have 4. This is my real deuce.
The double deuce, yeah.
This is the double deuce on Cleveland, the single deuce on the Jets. Big poopy game for this.
This was my quad deuce.
Groady.
Yeah, if Fields is playing, I got 14 points on the Jets. Miami's defense, Miami's team in general, but if Justin Fields doesn't play, I'll give the edge to Miami because they'll at least be able to run the ball all over the Jets.
Yes, I get there. Okay, so we have a 14 variance depending on Fields for this here. Icehouse.
I'm just going for 1 point on the Jets because who cares? I'm watching the game.
This game's gonna be great. All right, then last game for this here. Skinns, pick a game.
All right, I'm going with the other Monday night game. I'm gonna tempt fate and pick Denver. I really like Denver's defense this year. They've been slightly disappointing, I feel like. They obviously they beat Tennessee week 1. Only gave up 12 points to Tennessee. Okay, good defense. Week 2, they lost to Indy 29-28. So they gave up 29 points to Daniel Jones. But apparently Daniel Jones is now the next coming of Mahomes and Lamar Jackson and everyone else combined.
Peyton Manning. How dare
you? He is the new Peyton Manning. Yeah.
He's pulling a Baker Mayfield. He's been reinvented.
He is the new number 1 quarterback. So okay, maybe I'll let Denver slide for that one. And then they lost to the Chargers 23-20. Okay, giving up 23 to Herbert and the Chargers. Not bad. Okay, I'm giving the Broncos defense a slide. I am going to risk it again. I'm putting 15 on Denver. But these guys have pushed 2 out of 3 games this year. And each time they've pushed, I've put in a high number on them, and they have ruined me. So I'm going to tempt fate. Because Joe, there was like 5 pushes last year, you said, Joe? And
3.
Denver's already had 2? All right, I'm tempting fate, and I'm putting 15 on Denver. Because they got a 7-point spread, so that's a very tieable spread. I'm going to put 15 points on Denver.
I'm going to regret putting. I think Skinns is right, and that's an unusual stat. Max points on Denver. Oh God, Denver's.
Damn it.
Groady.
So, what are the favorites on Monday nights right now for this season?
Crap. Let me see.
Yeah. You said it earlier, and I didn't hear you.
Oh, no, I didn't say it earlier. The favorites are what? There's been 4 games. They're 2-2.
Oh,
Baltimore was the favorite.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just because it's got so many points on it. I want to go Cincinnati, but watching them play last week and watching how like manhandled their offensive line got, I don't know if I can trust them.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I gotta go on Denver.
You're going on Denver with that one. All right. I like it there. Right. Icehouse.
I got 14 points on Denver, baby.
Oh my goodness gracious. So
Gonna
far we're
go
all
big on the last game.
a lot of big on Denver. Commish, chance to be a contrarian.
I don't have big points. I have 5 points on this game, and unless by some miracle they create like a bionic turf toe replacement for Joe Burrow, Cincinnati looked hopeless against Minnesota's defense, and I don't think Minnesota's defense is as good as Denver's is supposed to be. So yeah, I don't trust Jake Browning. I've got my 5 on Denver.
5 on Denver for that. We're all going Denver. Denver, if you push us again, my God, that would be it. Because I like the Denver defense as well. But yeah. Right, that'll do it for the week. We got winners for Around the Horn. Icehouse, 35 points. Groady, 39 points. Skinnnns, 52 points. Commish pulls it off with 56 points. Sippy is the choo-choo. As you see, there's Sippy just has his own column of just words. He has no numbers added into his thing there. But we will see you around on the next one, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.